My name is Michelle Whelan. I'm the Executive Director of Sustainable Nantucket, and our mission is to build a more locally based and self-reliant food system on the island. In 1875, there were over 100 farms on Nantucket. In about 1950, there were 30. In 2007, when we started our Farmers and Artisans Market, there were 3. You know, some of our restaurants are reporting that they're finding it very challenging to get as much local food and the quantity and variety that they would like. So there's an unmet demand on the island, and we feel strongly that now is the time for us to start growing new growers. So what Sustainable Nantucket is trying to do is to create an opportunity for beginning farmers by building a community farm institute, which is a place where they can learn how to grow, start growing, and then as these growers become more capable of handling and taking on growing on larger parcels of land, we will help them partner with landowning institutions such as the Nantucket Islands Land Bank, and ideally we'll end up with more and more small pocket farms all over the island.
I was an agricultural student. I was a plant and soil science major at UMass Amherst, but I never did it because the barriers to entry just seemed too high. It just seemed too hard to do. I came here and, I kind of put it aside for almost 10 years. And then when I heard about this program, it kind of, ignited my passion for it and the fact that this is something that I'd like to do, that I consider giving back to the community. If you weren't born into a farming family, there's a lot of what we call barriers to entry. You've got to find a piece of land, and we all know that on Nantucket it's quite expensive. You've got to provide for the basic infrastructure: water, electricity, a greenhouse, fencing for the deer, and a tractor and equipment. And for a venture you're not sure if it's going to work out, you're just starting, you want to try something new, those can be really tough.
We are creating a space here that individuals will grow for commercial use. So they'll be able to sell to farmers market, be able to sell to restaurants, be able to take their produce and value add it, grow green beans and pickle them, grow berries and turn them into pies. So if you go to the farmers market, there's a handful of farmers right now, but it would be so great if we could double that number of farmers and see more produce, different items, more specialty crops, more native plants, other items that aren't currently being produced here on Nantucket. So this is going to be good for us now and also for generations to come.
We've done a really good job preserving the historic structures and the look of downtown and the architecture on the island, and I think we really need to take that same preservation attitude towards the agricultural culture of our island.
The methods that we're going to be teaching here will be organic and sustainable agricultural methods, which are mainly the methods of the past. This is a really historically appropriate project for Nantucket, and we're bringing it back to what it once was.
My name is Gabriel Frasca, and I cook at Straight Wharf Restaurant, Ventuno Restaurant, and Provisions. We are feeding between the 3 restaurants well over 1,000 people a day. That's a lot of broccoli, and it's broccoli that we'd like to be getting from here. Everyone can understand that it makes sense to have a closed cycle here where we're able to grow, produce, harvest, serve, and consume all in the same place. We have all the pieces here that we need to make this happen. We have the space, we have people who want to do it, we have a need, we have people who want to use what they're producing. All we need now is community involvement to get the ball rolling, and it'll become a sustainable model for Nantucket. It seems to me to be a pretty easy pitch. I'm supporting it. I hope that others will as well.
I was born and raised on Nantucket. I have a small landscaping company and am a partner in a local farm called Faraway Farms. We started our farm 5 years ago, and I started landscaping mostly with edible plants, organically maintained landscapes about 8 years ago. So the community farm will be important in allowing sort of a comfortable, nurturing space to allow people to learn about growing crops with experienced growers, and also it's just a great thing to connect people back to where their food comes from. If they can go where they live, just a short drive away, and visit the farmers and see how they're raising what they're raising. Yeah, I think that Sustainable has a good fit with this piece of property.
We hope that you will join us in growing new growers for Nantucket Island by becoming a founding farmer of the new Sustainable Nantucket Community Farm Institute.